All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew, and I head up product here at Smartling, and I'm excited to talk to you about some platform updates, trends that we're seeing, and announce a few new features. Let's take a quick look back at 2021. So in 2021, we had more than 750 product updates. These are both big and small across the entire platform, customer requests, some bug updates, a lot of different things that were released in 2021. For integrations and file support, we made some updates to Adobe Experience Manager, our GitHub integration, some new integrations for Content Stack and Sanity. We also released updates to for files, so a new way to upload Excel files, new support for SVG, docm, YAML, front matter and YAML, XLIF 2.0, as well as many other smaller updates to file support. We also had a lot of updates for just across the general platform, including updates to dynamic workflows, new steps and rules, a lot of updates of how context can be uploaded and managed, both uploading video and extracting images for context, new options for being very specific about how context can match across content, as well as bulk upload of context in the platform. We also released a new glossary system that supports bidirectional glossaries, variations, suggested sample strings, and more. We added support for bulk actions and customizable views in jobs. We added language groups, custom quality checks, file rewrite rules, TM unit history, source character count, and integration to Intinto, and many other platform updates. Our global delivery network continues to be an important tool for our customers and a major player in the proxy market. And as you know, it helps customers deliver translated websites in real time. As such, we released several updates, important updates to the global delivery network, including pre-authorization smart match. So as content comes into the platform, we match automatically against TM and send it through the workflow, as well as a new way to ingest and translate content and deliver content as it's coming from JavaScript, which is a major and important improvement to the global delivery network and a major simplification for translating this content. This is especially important for as more sites are built with JavaScript and there's more client-side rendering of websites. So these are some major updates to the global delivery network. 2021 was, of course, a big year for Smartling, both from a product standpoint, customer standpoint, and as Jack mentioned, an investment standpoint. Across our customer base, we can really see a lot of different trends. First, more content is being translated, more content than ever. And it's really across all different types of content, from marketing to product content, to internal HR content, to advertising content. And we're also seeing a lot of user-generated content being translated. As Jack mentioned in his presentation, MT adoption is increasing very rapidly. A lot of our customers are now using MT as the first step in their translation process. And MT adoption has increased across the platform, both for straight MT translation as well as MT post-edit. Third, we're seeing a lot of adoption and automation in the platform and more automation tools. And that's where really humans are not in the process. So more connectors are being used. There are more API calls than ever for content being put into the platform and delivered back to where it came from. We see more and more customers using job automation rules to package content and automatically push the content through a workflow. And then looking at how people are optimizing workflows, there's a lot more automation around skipping steps and using dynamic workflows. So skip steps if the content has matched a certain fuzzy score, or skipping steps if a translation has been sitting in a step for too long. So we really see automation increasing in the platform. We also see that quality is top of mind. So customers are adopting quality programs, they're integrating with third-party quality tools, they're using our old DQF tool and our new LQA tool functionality and tools, and also in just looking at the workflow steps that people have set up, we see more and more steps called QA, QC, quality control. So we know that quality control and quality management is top of mind. And this all makes sense. So there's more content coming into the platform, more content is getting translated with machine translation, and there's more automation where humans are not even involved at all. And at the end of it, you want to understand the quality that this content is, you're getting for these translations. So more content, more machine translation, more automation, more quality control. So those are some trends that we're seeing. But what do our customers ask for? What do they want? As you can imagine, and many of the people on this meeting are our customers, and of course from across the industry and linguists and others, but we get thousands and thousands of feature requests every year. And many of those are coming from the people on this meeting. So most of our feature requests come in a few different buckets, and it's really across the gamut where we get feature requests. But really the bulk of feature requests come to a few different areas: connectors and file parsing, the CAT tool, roles and permissions, and data. So of course, with connectors and file parsing, more people want more connectors and more support for file types. If you can't get your content into the platform, then the platform is not valuable to our customers. And we know that is a top feature request. There's always different changes to file types and changes to integrations and changes to connectors, and everyone uses a connector or a file type in a different way than the next customer. So we know there's a lot of feature requests and things that come with connectors and file types. The CAT tool continues to be a major source of requests, and these are both for feature requests as well as improvements, and it's both the CAT tool, transcreation tool, and review tool, and many of these come from third-party vendors and linguists who are in the platform. And we also know that customers want more discrete control of their users. So this is really around probably roles and permissions. So a developer role or a read-only role, or controlling who has access to the API page or who has access to the workflow page, and being able to give different control to different types of users, in addition to some better management tools of users in the platform. And we also know that customers want more data. They want to be able to take the data that we capture, and we capture a lot of data in the platform, and turn it into something that is important to them and their organization, to really show the value that localization and translation has for the organization, but also to be able to report on how translation vendors and linguists and others are performing. Are SLAs being met? Are certain linguists a little slower, or maybe spelling mistakes are caught for some linguists more than others? So we know that customers want this data, and this is data that we capture. In addition to the feature requests, specific feature requests we hear from customers, we also hear just more general topics that come up from customers. And we've had several meetings with groups of customers over the last several months where these topics have really been front of mind. First, machine translation. And there was a session earlier today that I was a part of where we talked about machine translation. And we were calling that kind of MT curious, where customers think they want it, they think they should want it, but they're not sure how to proceed. And of course, as just previously mentioned, with more content and more machine translation, customers also want to understand quality. So what are the tools and data and information that we can provide to help customers understand quality? And finally, we get a lot of requests around just ease of use and flexibility in the platform. And I'll be the first to admit that we have some navigational challenges in the platform for all roles that can be confusing, especially for new users. Where do I click? How do I get to a job or task I need to work on? What is a linguistic package? What are all of these things that really contribute to the ease of use of the platform and making sure that people can get in and get out and do their task and get their work done. So making sure the requests that we get, we know that customers want flexibility and ease of use in the platform. So that brings us to our 2022 product themes. So product teams like to have focus areas that we can bucket features into and that we can measure over time. And our themes for this year are improve the life of the localization managers, build and support innovative methods of translation fulfillment, remove friction in the entire translation process, including how new users enter and use the platform, and support and improve methods of content capture and reporting and analytics. I won't go into detail on all these buckets. I will just hit a few topics in each of these areas. So improving the life of the localization manager, this includes things such as context improvements, removing some of the old UI, releasing our LQA tools, more flexible smart match, searching TM by tags, improvements to search in TM. And then two big ones that are here are more flexible roles management and rebuild of our people and team management tools, as well as our file download and file management tools. When we talk about innovation of translation fulfillment, we're really talking specifically about some of the human interfaces for translation. So the transcreation tool, review tool, and the cat tool. These are both feature improvements as well as performance improvements. Talking about the removing friction in the platform experience, this is some of the navigation updates and hierarchy challenges that might exist in the platform. But it's also some things like the project wizard asks questions that maybe new users don't know the answer to, and maybe can be a little confusing to people. Or linguistic packages, while super powerful, can be pretty rigid and maybe confusing to people. Workflows are kind of in that same bucket. They're super powerful, but can also be really complex. So we want to make sure that we have the right experience to give people the power that's needed without overpowering people with complexity. With content capture and with supporting and improving methods of content capture, this really goes to file support and connectors and integrations and the global delivery network. There's a lot of connectors and plugins and things that are being worked on and that are in planning, new plugins and tools for Photoshop, for Adobe tools, for Contentful, Content Stack. And there's a session, I believe, right after this where there will be some more discussion on integrations. And then reporting and analytics. This is the biggest use case and biggest request that we have here is around just letting customers get to the data themselves and analyzing it. And building the reports and tools that they want for their organization. So with that, and looking at our 2022 product themes, let's announce a few new features. So first, I'll announce that we are releasing our streaming API. So this is a non-blocking, high-performance, low-latency API that both ingests and delivers content from multiple data centers around the world. If you are a developer and you're looking for a real-time, high-availability, high-throughput, low-latency endpoint, then this is for you. Well, we're also announcing a rebuild and update to our Marketo integration. And again, there will be an announcement or a session right after this one talking about integrations, including our new Marketo integration. Marketo is one of our most used integrations and the one that we've had around a long time. And it is ready for a rebuild and a relaunch. And Stephen from the product team, Dimitri from engineering, will be talking about that in a few minutes. We're also excited to announce an integration to Tableau. So we will be talking about some of the reports and data that people want and the thousands of requests for custom reports that we get on a yearly basis. We will be building an integration to Tableau to let customers consume the data themselves, the data that we capture, build their own reports, and analyze it according to your organizational needs. This is going to be a huge integration and really beneficial to a lot of people. It's one of the things that we heard most from some of our customers as far as giving them the flexibility to have the data and use it as they see fit. So this is a commitment we're making for the second half of the year. The next item we're announcing is Capacity Dashboard. This is a feature I know some other platforms have, and we're excited to bring it to our customers this year. This will allow account owners and vendors view and manage their teams in the platform. Assignments, work progress, capacity, availability, all of these things in a central view, and both for vendors and account owners. And finally, customized MT. So we had a session around MT, and we've talked a lot about machine translation. Jack talked about it earlier. We had a session on it. You know, the customers are asking for MT. And we know also that a lot of our customers want to use MT, and they hire custom MTs, and they hire consultants and agencies and all these people to build and train MT. And it can be daunting to set up a Google AutoML account or an Amazon account, upload TM to it and train it. But we house all of that TM for our customers. And all of these things can be automated, and we can take that burden off of our customers and off of you, and make that really an easy button for MT. So making a commitment for this year to deliver a customized MT experience where you don't have to hire agencies and consultants and people to set up and build an MT system, customized and trained MT system. So these are a few features that we're committing to and announcing now. And some will be coming out later this year and over the coming months. If you are interested in these, we'll have announcements in the dashboard about how you can get early access, or you can also send an email to beta@smartling.com or contact your success manager. So that is a wrap on the product session today. Finished just a minute early. Please join us in the networking room to continue the discussion. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.